Hi guys, welcome to Throwzone.com. This is Mohit Soni, and if you thought Bajaj was done updating the Pulsar before the new Pulsars came in, or was it done after launching the Pulsar 125, here is the Pulsar NS 125 for you. Yes, a something that we expected since quite a lot of time, but we never knew when it was going to launch in India. Of course, there were hints that it could make it to India because it was already being exported, and it's finally here. And as you can see, this motorcycle is based on the NS series of motorcycles, such as the 160 and the 200, and that motorcycle platform is almost 11 years old now, but it continues to be a stellar platform, just like the older Pulsars for Bajaj, to gain some volumes and sales, and obvious to that is the design language and everything else. So as always, let's begin how it looks like. Well, you can see at the front it's got this almost 10-year-old headlamp design, which continues to look very striking, very nice, very appealing. It's got this small visor here, and the side profile, of course, as you can see, very large tank for a 125 motorcycle. In fact, quite a large motorcycle to host a 125cc engine. Large tank, Pulsar 3D badging, very high quality, very nice, and split seat, split grab rail. And what you can see here is a hugger along with a very unique, and it's been there since day one, and even today no manufacturer has copied it. So kudos to Bajaj to keeping say there is something unique in the motorcycle still left in a very competitive market. And that's the monoshock with nitrox on it. There is the drum brake, the front disc brake, which is the pedal unit, and yeah, that's the very nice, very chunky perimeter frame. We've got typical side panels in Pulsar format, and coming here, you can see there are clip-ons, which does remind me of the Pulsar 135, which came years ago. It's got that V shape going to it, and even that motorcycle had this. I think this kind of replaces that sporty Pulsar 135 LS that was there, and got this rather basic key, and that's the instrument cluster. You can see all the features that were there, and telltale lights. Obviously it's not entirely digital, it looks very old, but I think it still is good enough for a motorcycle of this price and size and bracket, because platform like this for a smaller engine motorcycles makes more sense. It makes it even more value for money. There is of course a main stand on this motorcycle. At the same time, there is a kick as well. I don't know why Bajaj has included these two commuter friendly items. I think this could have been removed and the weight savings would have been high, because you already have the 125 Pulsar in the normal body format, just like other Pulsars. So these two things were not required on this bike, and the reason why I say this rather quickly in the start of the review is because I don't want to miss it. And secondly, Bajaj could have omitted this and gained weight savings, because the curb weight is quite high at 144 kgs. So that's almost back in the day the Pulsar 200, which came in 2007, weighed the same. So not very ideal curb weight for a motorcycle that makes 12 PS of power, and it's a 4-valve engine. Of course, it has the electronic carburetor on it, and it is a BS6 motor. As you can see, it's been a while that we saw this knob on this on a sporty motorcycle, because everything has become fuel injected, but here still you have the option for reserve and on and off. So in terms of engine, well, let's begin with the riding part. So riding the all-new Pulsar NS 125, how does it feel, to ride? Well, this is, like I said, a heavy motorcycle at 144 kilograms. It is the same 160 and 200cc platform. So, and just making 12 PS of power and 11 Nm of torque from a 4-valve engine. It's a BS6 motor, so it's very smooth, very linear, very refined. There are hardly any vibrations that are going to bug you. Even at red line, even at somewhere in between, it's bare minimum. So that's not a big deal at all. This time around, there are no vibrations that will keep you awake or anything like shatter you up or anything like that. So that's great. In terms of refinement, it's spot on. Even if you are revving it very high, it doesn't sound very loud, very coarse like it used to do with the BS3 and BS4 version. Because I say that because the 125cc engine is taken from the 160cc, so that was quite loud and boomy. This is not. So BS6 has done its job of taming down engines, and for in this particular manner with the 125, that's actually a very, very good aspect. It is loud, but not so loud that it get you too much attention on the road. Like I said, it makes 12 PS and 11 Newton meters. Low end and mid range torque is quite good. Of course, there's a bit of labor that you know that there is a bit of labor feeling that you when you are getting off the line from 0 to 20 30. But after that, the torque and power makes you feel quite relaxed, and the motorcycle is calm at 70-80 kilometers an hour. After that, after 80 kilometers an hour, it feels stressed all the way till 100-110 kilometers an hour, even with my weight, which is around 100. And the motorcycle is fully fueled right now. It is doing 100 kilometers an hour quite easily. So there is a good mid-range and there is good top end. But I would also like to say that this does feel a much more narrower power band than any other Pulsar I have driven. Because it is tailored to deliver more mid-range and slightly more low-end, instead of just mid-range and top-end that it delivers on the 200 and or on the 160, which the engine is based on. So Bajaj has put in a lot of effort to make sure that it feels nice, because this motorcycle is all about feeling sporty while having a 125cc engine, and I think Bajaj have nailed that aspect. It does feel very special despite it's not doing very high speeds because of the look and the platform. This comes as a fantastic balance in the way it looks and the way it rides. So that was very critical for Bajaj to achieve, and on paper, when this motorcycle came in, now when we are riding it, we can testify to the fact that it does feel special to ride as well as the way it looks. In terms of brakes, there is no ABS sadly. There is CBS linked brakes, so both of the brakes work quite well. Of course, there could have been more power, but then again, you are not going to rev it or let's say ride it on the test track or anything like that, so you'll require more braking power. For the road, braking power at the front and the back is good enough. Let's talk about how it handles. Well, it's a perimeter frame, it's got a monoshock, it's got a nice suspension at the front, it feels very supple, very comfortable. At the same time, it feels very sporty. There is a hint of firmness to the suspension on both ends that makes it very confident at higher speeds. Cornering is great, even the front brake is also well adjusted, so turn in is neither too late nor too early, so it's brilliant. Of course, the wheelbase is quite long for a motorcycle of this size and this cubic capacity, but then again, that is what lends it the stability even at top speed, so that's great. And like I told earlier, Bajaj could have skipped the main stand and the kick. Could have helped them lose a good amount of weight. It could have been around the 140 kilo mark, and that could have also been something to look forward to. These commuter aspects should have been removed from this sporty motorcycle, but then again, since it falls in the let's say commuter space, the 125 space, Bajaj has decided to give it. I think either you should remove it or Bajaj should offer an option to in the future to remove these two aspects for a sporty motorcycle like this. Because I'm talking about the weight here and not these two aspects, because the weight kind of hampers the performance. We all know. Of course, the suspension and chassis is so brilliant that it won't require much tweaking if the weight is gone. So that's the reason why. Around 90,000 rupees is the motorcycle priced. The pricing is slightly high, but then you get a lot of stuff. You get a monoshock, you get a perimeter frame, you get a NS design which is identical to the 200 and 160, and I think that makes it good value, not great value as always, but then you will have to ride it, feel it, enjoy it like how we did for a week to truly realize that this motorcycle is very special. If I had this motorcycle while I started my journey into the motorcycling world almost 12 to 13 years ago, well, I would have been happy, but I was also happy with my first motorcycle, which was the Pulsar 135 LS, and that was a brilliant motorcycle as well. It was ahead of its time. It was the most advanced Pulsar back then, and this sort of reminds me of that. And even today, if you have the option of considering this motorcycle, you should, and check it out. I think it's one of those motorcycles that you could easily live with, enjoy the performance, and have a great time, and not necessarily go for the RC 125 or the KTM Duke 125, which is slightly more sportier, but it's even more expensive than this. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, like this video, still have some comments, put them in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.